Hello, I am Adriana, trauma-informed yoga instructor and physiotherapist. And today's video is going to be a yoga practice that invites you to feel whatever feelings arise as you move through the forms and the different sequences of the practice. Whatever feelings arise in your body and in your mind. And I would like to note that throughout this practice, it is completely your choice if you want to invite these feelings in and continue with the sequence, or if you'd prefer to do something else. It's always your choice. So let's get started. I invite you to come into a comfortable sitting form, whatever that looks like for you. I'll be sitting on a block today. You can choose any way of sitting that is calling to your body right now. I invite you to tune into your body, maybe starting up at the head and just noticing any feelings and any sensations in the head, perhaps behind the eyes or near the mouth and the jaw. Maybe just noticing what it feels like there without labeling the feeling as anything good or bad. If it feels good for you, I invite you to go from the head down towards the neck and the shoulders. Once again, tuning into any sensations that are arising here. You can make your way down into the chest and the middle back if you'd like. If you're noticing any discomfort or any tension, that's okay. Maybe you move down into the lower back and into the hips. Spending a moment focusing on the feelings and sensations that are arising here. Maybe as you're working through your body and noticing these different sensations, maybe thoughts are coming up into your mind. If it feels good, you can take a moment and notice these thoughts. Observe them like clouds moving across the sky. Watching them come into your mind and watch them float away. Making your way into your legs if you would like, the thighs, the backs of the legs, maybe into the knees. And finally, into the calves and the shins, the lower legs, and into the feet. Once again, noticing any feelings that arise throughout the body. If it doesn't feel good or safe for you to tune into a certain area, you can always go somewhere else that does feel good. I invite you to take a nice deep inhale and a nice exhale. Maybe this time as you inhale and exhale, you think about letting go of any tension that you're holding. If your eyes were closed throughout that, you can keep them closed if you'd like for a moment, or you can open them with me. I have a brief poem I would like to read by Danielle Dobie. Feelings. The ones that shallow, the ones that hollow, the ones that lift, cleanse, tighten, and expand. Each one is sacred. Each one a messenger. Honor the courage it takes to travel this far, as they are moving you closer to you. I'll be starting more of the movement of this practice once again sitting, so you can stay in the form that you're in now, or you can find a different sitting form if this one is not feeling good. And I'll gently be doing some neck movements. So if you're joining me, you can bring the right ear to the right shoulder. Maybe holding here for a breath or two, noticing the feelings and sensations that arise throughout the neck as you do this. On your next breath, coming back to center and bringing the left ear to the left shoulder. Maybe tuning into that right side of the neck here. I invite you to gently roll your chin to your chest and do some half circles with the neck, rolling back and forth from the right side to the left side. And as you're rolling, if any sensations arise, just recognize them here. Maybe you notice some tension throughout the neck and you feel a little frustrated or angry about that. If it feels okay, I invite you to sit with that feeling. If something else is coming up, you can sit with that too if that feels okay. Go one more time to the opposite side. Making your way back to a neutral neck. Doing a seated twist if that calls to you. Bringing the left arm behind you. That right hand is going to rest on the left thigh near the knee. You can twist your body over to the left. Maybe gazing over the left shoulder for more of a twist. Taking a nice deep breath here, keeping the spine nice and long. On your next exhale, coming back to center, repeating on the other side, bringing the left hand to the right knee. The right hand goes behind you and twisting the body over to the right. Maybe gazing over the right shoulder here. Once again, noticing the sensations arising throughout the spine and maybe into the back and the neck. Allowing yourself the permission to let whatever comes come. On the next exhale, bringing your body back to center. You can meet me on your hands and knees for some cat-cows. If you would like, you can place a blanket down underneath the knees if that feels best for you. Maybe under the wrists if needed. Spreading the fingers wide. And on an inhale, I invite you to lower the stomach to the floor, bringing the neck up as high as feels comfortable. Tailbone goes up. On an exhale, rounding through the spine, the chin goes to chest. Inhale, lowering the stomach to the ground, tailbone goes up, head goes up. Exhale, rounding throughout the spine, chin goes to chest. And you can work through a few more of these at your own pace, moving your body in a way that feels good to you today. Feel into the spine and the arms and just notice if there's any movements that your body is asking for. Maybe it wants to do more circles with the hips. Maybe it wants to sway back and forth. You can decide what feels best for you. We'll spend a few more moments here just moving in a way that is calling to you. And if stillness is calling to you, feel free to do that. And when you're ready, we'll be making our way up to standing. If you want to join me in downward dog, you can do so now by bringing your hands a little bit more forward, keeping the fingers nice and wide, going up onto the toes, lifting the knees off the ground and pushing the pelvis and the body behind you. Walking your feet and your body up to the top of your mat. Keeping a bend throughout the body here, so you're reaching down towards your toes. And I invite you to sit in this forward fold. Noticing anything that comes up here. If there's some sensation throughout the body, some feelings throughout the body that don't feel super comfortable, you can decide if you want to sit with those feelings or if you'd like to choose something else. You know what's best for you. In your own time, making your way up to standing, maybe coming up one vertebrae at a time. From here, I'll be moving into a flow back down to the ground. So you can join me here if you prefer to meet me on the ground. That is also fine. If you're joining me here, reaching the arms up as high as feels comfortable. Bringing them down towards the ground. Once again, rounding throughout the spine. Bringing the hands to the shins, lifting the neck forward slightly, pausing here. Placing the hands on the ground, bringing the legs back behind you so that you're in a plank. You can put the knees down if you would like. And slowly making your way to the ground. From here, gently lifting the chest as high as feels comfortable for you. You can keep the elbows bent or you can straighten them. Feeling into the sensations in the back body here. And as you exhale, lowering your head to the ground. On an inhale, pushing the body back up, making your way onto your hands and knees once again. I'll be doing a low lunge here, so there's a couple different variations that you can choose to do. If you would like, you can take the left leg, bringing it forward in front of you, and stay in this form here. Another option would be to take a pillow or a blanket and place it underneath the right knee if you'd like more support under the knee. Another option, if you would like, would be to lift this back knee up so you're in more of an active lunge form. So a few different choices for you. And then whatever choice you have decided, there are a few different arm options you can take. You may decide to leave the arms down by your side. You may decide to lift them right above your head. Or perhaps you clasp opposite elbows and try and lift them back behind your head. Maybe you decide to clasp your hands behind your back and get more of a sensation through the front of the chest. Many different options to choose from. You can decide what feels best. Maybe you can try them all, and whatever feeling comes to mind in any of them, you can pick the one that works for you. We'll stay here for a few more breaths. Maybe you can tune into whatever thoughts are running through your mind as you're in this form. Perhaps you're feeling bored or frustrated with how your body's moving, or maybe you feel really good in this form. I invite you to give yourself permission to feel whatever is coming up without judgment. On the next exhale, we will switch sides. So you can come out of this in any way you'd like. I'm going to bring both hands down to the ground and release that front leg back behind me. Switch to the other side. The same options on this side, so you can stay in a low lunge, you can straighten the back leg once again, or you can put pillows or blankets under the knee for more support. Choosing the arm option that feels best for you. And if there's an option that I haven't given you, know that you can choose something different. Spending a few more breaths here. Once again, noticing the feelings and sensations that arise. Sometimes when we move our body in physical forms, it reacts strongly, whether that's with pain or tension or shaking or crying. It is all different ways for your body to communicate with you. Taking one more breath in this lunge variation, whichever one you're in. And on your next exhale, bringing the arms down, you can go into a kneeling form here. I'll be moving into pigeon, and so there's a couple different variations that you can do for that. The first variation would be to come into the form, placing your hands in front of you, one leg staying straight out, the opposite knee coming behind the hand and the foot coming behind the other hand. You might choose to keep the body up like this as you do it. You may decide to go down on the elbows. You might decide to use a block. You can place a block underneath the hip of the leg that's bent, or you can use a block underneath the elbows or the arms. Many different variations for you to choose from. Once again, you are always in control of deciding the one that works best for you. And we'll stay here for 5 or 6 or maybe 7 breaths. You may notice some feelings in that left hip that's bent, or maybe through the back leg that's straight. Perhaps you can soften even further into the feelings and sensations that are here. Every feeling and sensation is an invitation to tune into yourself, to connect with yourself. And you always get to decide if you want to connect today or if you don't. Taking 1 or 2 more breaths here, maybe noticing the sensation of the belly rise and fall as it reaches near your hip. Making your way out of the form. We'll move into the other side. So whichever leg you were in, I invite you to come to the other side, the other leg. Just as on the other side, many different forms, many different variations to choose from. Blocks or bolsters under the hips or under the arms. Staying up on the hands or coming down to the forearms. And if this form isn't working at all for you, you can move into something else. Your practice doesn't have to look a certain way in order for it to be valid or good. And if the feelings and sensations that arise in this form aren't serving you today, then that may be another invitation to choose something different. Spending 5 more breaths on this side. Acknowledging the sensations of the hips, the legs, maybe even the shoulders as you rest your forearms down if you're in that form. It is all valid. Maybe tuning back into the breath if you've moved away from it, noticing the stomach or the chest rise and fall. Taking one more inhale and one more exhale here. And slowly or quickly coming out of the form, making your way onto your back. I'll be ending the practice with a few different movements on my back, so if you're still with me, you can join me here. Starting with both knees bend, the feet gently resting on the ground. Bringing both knees over to the left, as far down as feels comfortable for your body today. Bringing them back to center and repeating over to the right. And you can move back and forth with the knees and the hips as slow or as fast as you would like. And tuning into what movement, what speed feels best today. Moving a few more times back and forth. And on your next movement, I invite you to come back to center. Taking both knees and squeezing them up towards your chest here. Maybe rocking gently back and forth, side to side, up and down. Whatever works best for your back and your body today. You can spend as long as you would like moving the knees and legs back and forth in this form. When you're ready, straightening the legs or keeping them bent, but moving into a final resting form, whatever that looks like for you. If that's lying straight or having pillows or blankets, you can decide. And I invite you once again to tune into the body, scanning from head to toe, just as we did at the start. And noticing whatever feelings, whatever sensations arise in certain areas. Perhaps you can attach a word or a color to the sensations that are arising. If any thoughts come up as you scan through your body, maybe you can let them be there without judging them, without wondering why the certain thoughts and feelings are coming up. Maybe you can sit with them. Making your way throughout the body. Knowing that at any point, if it does not feel safe, you can tune into an area in the body that does feel safe, a sensation that feels safe and good. I invite you to lie here as long as you would like to feel through all these feelings. Thank you so much for practicing with me today.